Hello everyone. So this is an template sheet where we can put the marks students and we can get the attainment of the COs and the attainment of the course. So in this small session, I'm going to demonstrate you how we can use this template sheet. So here the first thing we have to do, we have to give the course name, the course code, and the academic year and the semester. And then we also have to define, like, this is the course chemical engineering fluid mechanics. So I had defined the COs. Okay, CO1 to CO6. CO6 is related to the experiment. So now, what the next thing I am going to do, I am going to put the student names here and the roll numbers of the students. Then once that data has been added, now I'll go to the midsem one. Midsem one, we are going to put. There are three questions, but there's a general sheet which has been made for six questions. But obviously we only give three questions. So for three questions, we can select for question one which I want to give, CO1 or CO2. Like similarly, I can select for question two CO1, CO2 or CO3. So let's say in the question two also I had given CO1, and then in question three I had given this the third question from CO2. And what is the maximum marks? This also I had to enter. So this is the maximum marks allocated in question one, and the maximum marks allocated in question two, and maximum marks allocated in question three. And then the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to enter the marks in this uh, question wise mark distribution of all the students. So that's done for midsem 1. Midsem 2 or lab, because we have that either we can go for mid semester or we can go for lab if there is a that course has a lab. Like this course, fluid mechanics, has a lab component. So the first question itself is related to rather than CO1 but CO6, because CO6 is related to our experiment. But then you have an option. You can, if your COs has been defined as that all the COs are related, you can also divide that as for different questions with different COs. But in our case, it is very simple. The lab CO6, so we just give the whole marks for that lab as 15 marks. Otherwise, we would have given like something 3 to 1 or something marks, so that the total marks comes out to be 15. So that then the marks distribution of the students in the, like, there's the lab distribution. So all the marks are associated with the CO6 to 15. That's how the mid semester 2 also done. But let's say, just for the sake, let's say three questions in midsem 2 also, CO1, CO2, like rather than CO1, because it is usually CO3, and let's say the third question is CO4, and then I'll have to give 5. And then similarly the same type of distribution, let's say the same distribution has been obtained by the students in this midsem 2. So if the course has midsem 2, then we'll do like this. The lab, then as I had already shown, that we can only select that this has a CO6, and these two we can just delete it. And then this is only out of 15 marks we will give to these marks. Okay, so this is how. Similarly, in assignment to do, so there are five assignment, two assignments, whatever the assignments are there. So based on that, we can select that which assignment is related with this with CO. Okay, so that is how we distribute the marks. How many marks? Maximum marks 20, 20, 20. Even if you give 10, 10, 10, it doesn't matter. You can give 10, 10, 10 and give the distribution like that. You can also give 5, then give the distribution. The sheet has been designed such that it takes care of that. Okay, so this is the total out of 100. It will be automatically out of, rather than 100, if you give 555 marks, it will be out of 5 into 420 marks. Okay, so that doesn't matter. Whatever the maximum marks you had given, you have just have to enter this, and accordingly the marks distribution you have to give for the assignment. Similarly, you have to do it for the end semester. End semester, usually if there is a lab, 8 marks for the 5 questions, and the last 10 marks. So that is the usual distribution. So similarly, I had done it like CO1 for the first question, CO2 for the second question. Similarly, all the questions are distributed, and then the distribution of the mass I had entered. That's all. This is the only thing you have to do. Rest everything will be done by the Excel. So and then one more thing you have to uh, exit survey, that how many students have given the 5 rating, how many students have for the CO1. So for that I can make a separate video, or you can use just a template Google sheet which we have already prepared. So you just have to circulate that Google sheet to the students, and then the students will anonymously fill those numbers, and these numbers will come. So and then once you fill these numbers, the rating will be calculated on the scale of 5, and then it will be calculated on the scale of 3. So how the, if someone asks you how this all attainment values are calculated, so this is for that, the next part is of that. So let's say in the end semester exam, this is the maximum marks which is allotted is 8. So this is the maximum allotted marks for CO. So there are three things, mainly two things we give. What is the maximum percentage of marks, and what are the three different populations for L1, L2 and L3. So 50% of the total population, 60% of the total population, and 70% of the population. So let's discuss it slowly. So let's say their total marks is allocated for CO1 is 8 marks. So 50% of this 8 marks is 4 marks. Okay, this is the 4 marks. How many students have actually got this 4 marks? So the total marks is 54. Now the total students are, out of 86, the 50% is 43. The 50% of 86 is 43. So if only less than 43 students would have been achieved this marks, it would have been level 0. If it would have been more than 843 but less than 52, it would have been level 2. It would have, if it would have been more than 52 students and less than 60 students would have achieved this value like this, so level 2 is achieved. Similarly, if this number would have been more than 60, then level 3 would have been achieved. Similarly, for all the COs, these are the different levels which have been achieved in the in your end semester. And then similarly in your internals, all this you don't have to do anything. If this Excel sheet will in itself will calculate written, you don't have to do anything. It will calculate it like this, like 12 marks is there, so 12, 50% of this is 6 marks. Actually 66 students have got it, which is more than 60 percent. So level 3 is achieved in this, level 3 is achieved in this, because 65. Now here you can see that 58 students, which is in between these two, so level 2 is achieved. Similarly, so this is for the internal, this is for the your end semester. So all these marks, this is for your internal, this is for your end semester, zero point 0.5 of this plus zero point 0.5 of this is this, and then exit survey is this. So zero point 0.9 of this, and then zero point 0.1 of this, zero point 0.1 of this is this. This is the actual attainment of the COs from the course assessment tools as well as the exit tools. This is CO attainment values. From these CO attainment values, we get the course attainment. There is a final one single number, this is course attainment. So this is a course attainment. These are the CO attainment, CO1 attainment, CO2 attainment, CO3 attainment, CO4 attainment, CO5 and CO6 attainment. So this is how it is calculated. What that is the second part. What you have to do, you just have to give the put these details, then CO details, and then you have to just go to this and select this, whether the question 1 is CO1 or CO2 or CO3, what is the maximum marks, and similarly for all the questions, and give the marks similarly for the midterm 2 assignment and the end semester. That's it what you have to do. Thanks everyone.